Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. If you could take a moment to go ahead and like and subscribe, YouTube loves that. And I get seen by more people and get to have fun, and you guys get to have fun, and that's just how that works. Anyway, that's enough to admin the garbage. No one cares. But I've been doing stuff. Now, people who've been around for a little while, you know, earlier in the month, well, actually, I guess it was more towards the end of March. Holy cow, it was early this month. I don't know, whatever. I've been in a kind of a crafting downward. Maybe that's not even the right way to say it, because I've still been very productive making things. So that's not even the right way. But a lot of the stuff that goes on in my brain, the stuff that goes, wow, let's make that, wasn't there. So I was really interested in only doing simple, or what I thought was simple, projects, something that was repetitive, something that was easy, comfort, right? Comfort knitting, comfort crocheting, since I do both. Comfort, relaxed, easy going. Well, about a week ago, I think, things have started to pop again. They're just like, okay, I can do some fun stuff. And that is where I'm at now. Some of you kind of know what's coming. I can tell. You watch my channel and you know what's coming, which I'm just thrilled with. So this whole episode, it's Sunday, is about giving. And I like to make things and give them away. I mean, I can't keep everything, right? I'm already housing my yarn. I can't house yarn plus projects plus everything else. Although the head, she's over a decade old. It's my head. That's right. It's Layla the Love Bug. It is a pattern you can still get on Ravelry. K4TT is the designer, right? Fiber Doodles, I think it is. But yeah, Kayla the Love Bug. It's just the head. But you know, a lot of things I do give away. And that is to include what I'm talking about today. I'm working on blankets already. You're like, really? Already? Of course, already. That will ultimately get donated to Camp Boggy Creek. This year's goal, I mean, last year it was just to get like 700 or 800, like double the previous year, of donated blankets, and over 1,000 were donated from people like us, just regular people saying, oh, what, you need a blanket? I can make a blanket, and sending it off, right? So the goal this year is 2025, because, you know, it's gonna be 2025 when they all get turned off. And, you know, that's gonna take a lot of us coming together and making a few things. So that's what I'm working on, is my blankets. And I know you have seen me working on these large squares. These are another series. I did not design these squares. Anne Regourd did. She's doing 1 week for every week, 52 weeks through the year. And I've got more about that in other videos. But I have all of these. I have made, what, 10 of these now? Right? I mean, that's pretty cool that I've gotten completed, and then mine about 16-ish inches. Well, that's big. And, you know, it's not going to take a lot of those to start sewing them together to meet the parameters for the blankets that I'm making. The size has to be 35 to 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 inches long. So if you're making a square, a 40-inch square, that's your sweet spot, right? So if I put 4 of these together and do some bordery stuff, I can get 40 inches. Sure I can. So the creative juices are flowing. Did you guys see my video on this? Oh yeah, you know where it's going. You know where it's going, right? This is 100 flowers to knit and crochet embellishment. Anyone? Let's be creative. So let me show you. My blanket is not done. As you see, I've got 4 of this bright orange. This is Big Twist Value. And I have 4 of these. Each of these squares is taking like half of a skein. So 4 squares, 2 skeins, and I am bordering that in that grape color, purple, dark purple. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? So I have 2 squares done. Oh yeah, for those that are new here, did you kind of notice that? Did you see this? Yeah, that's right. The squares are knit and the border is crochet. Yeah. Combine the best of both worlds. No one says everything has to be all knit or all crochet, all one way or the other. It just has to be something a child would love. And I love the bright, happy, just the smack you in the face when you walk in the room colors. I just do. So this is not a hardship. Oh my gosh, this is so much fun. And I am so thrilled to be back at it, doing creative stuff. So what I did is my squares, I'm using a size 8 knitting needle, and the crochet hook I used a size H which I guess is like the same size. It's weird, not crazy. And I did 1 round of single crochet and then 2 rounds of double crochet, and I single crocheted that together. And you see what that is? That's like a nice frame. When I have all 4 of the squares, each big square is a different pattern. How fun is that? When I have all 4 of them together, that in my mind is going to be like a big window, right? You know, the 4 panes of the window, or framing something. And you've got to framing those gorgeous squares with something else that pops. And remember, we're doing this for children, and you want it to be something that they're like, wow. And kids like me love those bright, gorgeous, neon-y colors. Child of the 80s. Hello, never grew out of it. Nope, never did. So I have 2 put together now, working on it. And if you saw the other stuff for the embellishments, you know where this is going. I had talked about that, right? This, here we go, right? So you got the ladybug right there, and you've got all these different flowers, and these are dimensional and stuff, and you've got the greenery. And I don't know how I'm going to, that's what I mean. I'm going to have a lot of ends. That is okay. I don't mind. I really don't mind. I'm not sure how I'm going to sew them on, but right now I'm starting to make them. And if you saw the video, you saw I had a couple flowers, and then, you know, some greenery done, some blocked, some not blocked. What a difference. Look at this. Here's my little board right now. What do you think? Oh my gosh, is that not amazing? Isn't that going to be fantastic? So I did do a full ladybug right there, and you can see it is 3-dimensional. It is a stuffed, right? So that's the back side of a ladybug, that's the front side, and you stuff it, okay? And that makes that 3-dimensional, right? And I obviously haven't finished this one. This one has its spots sewn on, okay? This one doesn't yet, and that's the backings for both of those if I decide that I want to do that. So after I made the first one, it's like, wait a minute, I'm going to be sewing these on a flat surface. Do I want them stuffed or not? My husband said, yes, you want them stuffed because a flat ladybug is one that got stepped on. Okay, he's got a point. So I'm going to definitely keep it like that. What do you think? That's the marigold in the book, and then that's the fern right there. And we got the knitted leaf, and I'm going to make more of those. So I've got crocheted and knit. The ladybugs are knit. The marigold flower and these are crocheted. You know, so I'm having fun. Even with the embellishments, use the best of what you have. You know, if it's a knit thing, knit it. If it's a crochet thing, crochet it. Sew it on in a happy formation. And I can go down and look at all my other big twist colors. I've got a lot of other colors that I can work with, bright colors that can go with this orange and go with this purple. So this is my little board right now. So having a blast. Now, one of the things that I did notice, okay, so we've got our little flat one up here. Let me take this one off. I got it pinned on. Okay, so one of the things that I thought was pretty interesting with these, here's the ladybug. Isn't that cute? That's it. That's really it. Kind of looks like a red pumpkin, right? That is it. So I have left these here, like those are some seriously long ends. I left really long ends. After I did my first one, it talks about stuffing it, lightly stuffing it. Hello, long ends, anyone? So I didn't get any actual batting in there. It's just the long ends of the stuffing. And to do the little dots on here, that's just duplicate stitch. So that's easy. I take long end black, do the duplicate stitch on it. I don't have any other ends to deal with. That's already on the inside. The red and the black was just tied right here where I finished the red portion from the ladybug up at this row and then started the black. So they're just tied. It's not like you have a whole bunch of weaving in to do. And the rest of that can get stuffed on the inside. That I thought was really a nice way of doing that. And like I said, these right here, that's the bottom half of the ladybug. So there we go. And I can sew those together. So I hadn't gotten around to those yet, just wasn't quite sure. And then one of the other things I was having fun with, it's not a traditional I-cord, okay? It's not. See, so you've got garter stitch on this side and right here. So it's done in rows, not rounds, and you're slipping stitches. You're slipping every other stitch and knitting, or slipping every other stitch and purling, depending what round you're on. So it makes like a flattened, that's flatter, and rounded on this side more towards it, and it looks like an I-cord. It really does. So I've got this tube that I'm working on, and my idea is, and we'll see how it goes for once I get once I get the blanket itself completely crocheted together instead of just half, and I get more embellishments, because come on, let's face it, these are fun, these are great. I need more. I mean, I need more. I've got visions in my head of like a grandmother's flower garden, and I'm not sure if I want them everywhere. I probably do. You know, like this, if it's pinned, no, you don't want it straight. You do some stuff like this and kind of meandering and everything, and put that other little knit leaf over here and then a flower right there or something along that line. You know, just right now it's make a bunch of pieces and then see what fits. Because yes, this is the 4 squares of this one with the orange, but I've got a lot of squares. So I can kind of duplicate that concept onto other blankets as I go ahead and make them. Is it more work? Yes. Yes, it is. A lot more ends? Yes. Does it fill my heart with joy? Oh, you better believe it. I mean, the creativity is back. And that's the other part. I'm thinking, do I want to, once this is done, do I, like I said, keep everything kind of more towards that purple, you know, with all the flowers and all the pieces. I don't want to take them off and unpin them at the moment, but all the flowers and all the pieces, as far as that goes, I'll probably have some overlapping into the orange blanket itself, you know, leaf tips, something along that line. Not really sure. Do I just go on the you know, the cross section itself that it's going to be like that of the blanket? Do I put anything on the outside edge? Yeah, I've got so many ideas right now. I mean, I think I need to just continue on with the embellishments, the flowers and stuff as far as that goes. And oh, I want to make baubles too. We know I like to make baubles. So it's just a single bauble and using that, both ends of it, to sew it on. And you can have the bright colors. I mean, I've got the hot pink. I've got hot pink. I've got the green. I've got bright colors, you know, and just, I'm not really sure yet. But I think I need to make a whole bunch of things like that and start arranging them once I get my blank canvas, is what I called this. Once my blank canvas is completely done and I've got all 4 blocks together, and get more of those things, I'll start to arrange them and look at what's pleasing to my eye or something like that. Maybe I'll take pictures. I don't know. That's crazy. Maybe, well, I'm going to take pictures. But what I had in my mind is maybe once I get a whole bunch of the stuff done, take pictures, arrange it kind of like that, and take pictures, and maybe do a poll or something going, hey, blanket 1, blanket 2, blanket 3, you know, because there's lots of ways that this can be arranged and put down on things. Right now I've got almost 3 ladybugs, right? And there's bumblebees. I haven't made any yet, but bumblebees, butterflies. I mean, hello, this could be like grandma's flower garden kind of a thing, or looking through a window, or, you know, the imagination just fires on all the different ways that something can just be so creative and so over the top and just massively unique. And the other thing that I love about this, look at that. So you can see that sideways, how that bunches up, and that's 3-dimensional, touch, feel. It's like its own little fidgety thing, right? Both of those are, and even the ladybug, because it's, you know, 3-dimensional. So I also have to look at, when I sew them down, I have to be very careful and do a really good job, because if I were a child and my blanket had this on it, guess what I'm carrying my blanket by? Yes, the thing that sticks out, right? The thing that I want to hold on to. And I think these are going to be fantastic, you know, kind of fun, texture, fidgety, bright, beautiful. Like I said, I do have that hot pink too, and I can make other colors of flowers, reds and pinks and yellows. And I've got, you know, that bright cyan blue. I mean, this is a lighter blue. You know, I've got all these different things that I got with the big twist, and that's why I wanted to use that, because there's such a variety of colors that I can just really let everything go wild and play with that palette. And painting, I mean, isn't that what we're doing? We're painting with yarn. You know, just a nice way of doing it. If you can think of it, if you can imagine it, you can create it with yarn. And that's where I'm at. So help me out. What would you do? How would you come up with it? How would you utilize this cording, this tubing? I mean, you know, it's got to be on there. What I was thinking, and this is too big, or at least I'd have to make like a mile of it. Wouldn't it be nice to have something along this line? And maybe, I don't think my skills are that good, but you know how you see on the different signs and everything that are cursive and it says love, L-O-V-E, you know, something along that line. Maybe that one would be better, like embroidered, kind of like a duplicate stitch where it looks like a chain stitch. I don't think my skills are up to that, but I'd really like to do that on, you know, you've got this top thin border. I don't think that's enough. It'd have to be like down the center or something, at least for my skills. But doing something like that, and maybe doing the word love, or if you could spell out Camp Boggy Creek. I thought about that last year, never got around to it. You know, something that would be a little more fun on there, unique, you know, just having a blast, man. I'm just on fire. I guess I was suppressed for the last few weeks of not doing creative, and it's just bottled up and the cork is blown and it's like, woohoo, we're here, I'm here. I got ideas. Oh my gosh, I've got lots and lots of ideas. So there's other things too. You know, we've got lots of stuff, patterns and this and that and applique, and you know, I'm not the best at it, but I can still put things with color and it'll be fun, right? But things like that, if you've got even like flat Christmas ornaments, you know, something along that line, that concept, sewing those on a blanket in the same manner and doing themes as far as that goes. So, oh, you know what? You could do a Christmas themed one. You could. Yeah, you had your panels like this, you know, I've got all the different colors, the 4 panels like that. And then you can put, you know, down in the corners and everything, you know, like snow blowing kind of a thing in the corners of the window panes. Christmas ornaments, little Christmas ornaments and stuff as far as that goes, and make a Christmas themed blanket that way too. And I like the idea of doing another one, because again, I've already got a bunch of these squares worked up. I just have to be a little more. Do I want the squares different colors? Or right now I've got all 4 of them that'll be this color. But I like the idea, since I've got the ladybugs right now, right? So bugs depending on the child, man, that's some cool stuff. Bugs, beetles, I'm sure I've got some like little flat dinosaur type things. Hello, what little boy doesn't like dinosaurs, or girls for that matter? You know, doing something along that line. I think part of this went from last year. I wanted to sew cars on one of the blankets that I did, car buttons. I wanted to sew car buttons on one of the blankets, and they were like, they would prefer not to. Okay, that's fine. You know, hey, I'm giving it to organization, and that's their preference. I'm gonna follow the rules. But I could still do the same concept as long as the pieces were sewn on, as far as like an applique type thing, right? Knit or crochet on that situation. So you could still do that thing. And that's just kind of exploded to all the different ways to put things together, the different creativity that comes from that. Like, oh yeah, I'm liking these ideas. I'm telling you. Now it's just a matter of time. I mean, it really is. I mean, I'm doing a square a week, which is a lot. I've been doing a square a week for a while, because what is that, 10 weeks now? 10, 11 weeks? I don't know. I've got a lot of these things. I got a stack of them already. But working on that, plus everything else that is going on, I am having a blast. Let me know if you're joining me on making the squares or just collecting them. And by the way, no shame on collecting the squares. That, you know, collecting patterns is a hobby in and of itself. One day you might use them. If you don't, you just want to look at the pattern. I personally like to read patterns like books. So there you have it. But if you're joining me, let me know what you're doing with your squares, how you're putting them together, and what you're going to do with it. Are you keeping a blanket for you? Because that's a lot of squares, right? Or are you making blankets like I am to donate and give away? Pretty sure maybe sometime later on the year, I might actually make one for the grandkids. I got 5 grandkids. They might like one, not real sure. But if they do, then, you know, I'll let them have one too. But the ones I've designated, like this is going to Boggy Creek. This is beautiful. It's going to Boggy Creek. That's all there is to it. But let me know what you're doing. How are you doing yours? If you're making any blankets, or are you just cheering from the sidelines and have some suggestions? I'll take suggestions. Doesn't mean I'm going to necessarily follow through with it. I don't follow through with my own suggestions half the time, right? We know how that goes, but I'll definitely take them and listen to them and be very, very appreciative that you would think of me and all the different things that we can come up with together. I'm totally thrilled with this community and how much it comes together. And I am not the only channel in any way, shape, or form that is talking about already making blankets and collecting them, because, you know, they take some time. You know, and I don't want to be stressed. I don't want to have in my mind, I want to donate however many blankets I choose to donate, and it'd be down to the last week before they're due and going, oh wait, I told myself I was going to make 5 blankets. Let's not get crazy. You know, and I don't have them done, right? So I'm just enjoying the process. And when I started making the squares, this was not the process, but now it is, and I am on fire. Join me. Be on fire with whatever you're making. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.